Okay, so this is Viam and Vinay, who has recently got back from the Navy, uh, and it's really good to have him back on the show. So yeah, it's good. So let's do this. Recently, well, last night recent. Uh, Last night we saw Super 8 and J.J. Abrams movie and produced by Steven Spielberg and no, he just produced it, but yeah, produced and written by J.J. Abrams, who did a really good job. I have to say one thing before we actually review this movie. Um, uh, Freaking, but dude, first off, the theater was cold as crap. The theater was freezing.
Um, the theater wasn't that cold. You know, the theater was just as cold as any. And when I say wasn't that cold, I still mean freezing, but it's the same as it always is and always has been. I don't know why they send you in the movie theater with barely hot food and ice cold drinks, and they have the AC on. I just
And
don't understand it.
I don't know if you noticed, but when I was drinking that, because usually the ice cold drinks, and when I was drinking the salt drink, I was shivering when I was watching the movie. I couldn't really get myself right when I was watching the movie because I was just shivering so much. I mean, because usually they have it cold because it makes the audience giggle. Because like usually when it's cold, people laugh more often than they usually tend to do when something's really funny.
Where'd you hear that from?
No, that is actually a proven fact. That is a true fact. They do that. They keep it very cold
Hold
in
on, hold on,
sitcom
hold on.
places.
Where did you hear that from, though?
Bill Maher. Bill Maher said that.
He said that.
He said that it makes the audience giggle more because these keep the places very cold. Because when people are cold, they tend to laugh more when something's funny. When something's funny, they tend to laugh more. So
All I gotta say about Bill Maher is what people don't have in their brains, what they lack for in their brains, they have in their noses. Anyway, um,
I love Bill. He's hilarious.
yeah, he's alright.
All right, let's continue because it's been 2 minutes talking about this on.
Yeah,
Here.
but anyway, Bill
Uh,
Maher. You know what Bill Maher looks like? He looks like something off of Doug, the cartoon.
Doug's funny.
Anyway, um, but yeah, so
Come on, man.
yeah,
Welcome back. Got a haircut. You want a piece of me? Come on, bring it on.
we had a few, missteps in the theater, like you spilled your drink all over the floor.
Yeah, please, please.
And
I went in there and I had this Coke, piping cold Coke, and I had it and I put it in the cup holder. It should be secure, right? It should be secure. I put it in there and it wasn't secure, and Vinay comes around. He no.
Well, yeah, it'll be secure. It's not secure for war. It's not secure for a large black arm smacking it onto the ground.
Well,
It's secure for just to be able to sit there.
Yeah.
That's all it's supposed to be for.
What?
Not for your ass to hit it and it
Hey,
fall all
hey,
over.
hey! I didn't. Hey, don't act like my butt was the point that it.
All I'm
went.
saying is that you knocked your own soda over, and that cost me a lot of money. Anyway.
It cost you a lot of money.
Yeah, them sodas cost like $5 something.
Janitor didn't even come in there. He didn't even come in to like the end of the freaking movie showing. He didn't even come in.
When he's supposed to regularly come in.
Yes.
But he didn't even come in to clean the thing up. Anyway, I tried to warn people. I said, don't sit there. I'm not going to keep saying, I'm not going to be the person in the theater to keep saying this. If you can't be a good Samaritan and say, oh, that black guy over there just warned me, let me warn this next person. I don't care. I warned the first person, that's it. It's your job to warn the person that's behind you. If you don't want to, and the person comes over there, oh, it's wet over here, man. I can't help that. Anyway, another thing.
I love when they said. I love when you told me that they said that. It's getting red over here.
Yeah, it was funny. And then it's so funny to know you did something and to be off to the side like you were never there. It's great.
I didn't see that.
You know?
I'm just I was going from dropped off.
But Yeah. So, oh, and another thing before we get into the movie, before we got into the movie theater, I saw something that kind of, perplexed my mind. Um, it was and I don't need to say his nationality. I'm not going to. You know, it was a guy walking to a movie theater. And he was walking so awkwardly that I had to look down at his pants, which were so tight that they looked painted on. But as my eyes rolled up his leg ever so slightly, no homo, I realized something different at the top of his pants than at the bottom. They didn't align with his ass. They didn't align with his ass. His top of his pants were sagging. This is what I have to say about guys that wear tight jeans and dare to sag them. How dare you? That is a contradiction. That is a contradiction of clothing. That is so stupid. That's like, I don't know. It's just dumb. Guys wear big jeans and they sag them. Okay, they're big. They're gonna sag anyway, whether you had a belt or not. But why wear tight jeans? Ball huggers, as they call them. And then get upset because your balls are hugged. It makes no sense to me. You knew what the consequences of wearing these jeans were. You knew your balls were going to be so tight in these jeans. They were going to look like two air bubbles at the top of your jeans. And yet you decide to sag them? How much of an idiot can you look like? Anyway.
And I love how you did that. I love when you saw you saw the guy and he was walking in and you had to look on your face like as if what is that? And he walked in the thing and after he walked into the actual theater where he was at, you were like I see you pointed, you put your hand, you're like, how dare you wear tight jeans and dare to have them sag?
It sickens me. It sickens me. If you wanted to have saggy jeans, if you wanted to have saggy jeans, if you wanted to have some ball space, buy some bigger jeans. Mm-hmm. Don't buy tight jeans.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's go into this thing.
Anyway, yeah. Sorry, just
Super 8.
Super 8.
It was J.J. Abrams, and he does Lost and Star Trek and all of that. First off, I told you how I feel about Star Trek. You know how I feel about Star Trek. And I didn't really care for it because the story didn't really end. It wasn't like I felt that Star Trek was more so of a thing like you shouldn't really mess with. But it was decent, but I just didn't really care for it. But this is something totally different. It is something that
Well, I was reading in Entertainment Weekly, and just like Steven Spielberg put it, I feel like Steven Spielberg said it exactly the way I thought it, which was Star Trek was JJ's first directorial debut, but this one feels like his actual first directorial debut.
Yes.
Star Trek felt like something that
you see all the time.
Well, no, I like Star Trek. Let me say that, but Star Trek seemed like something easy, something that wasn't originally him. Anybody could have directed it, but I loved it. I loved what he did with it. I loved when I think about that movie. I think about colors, and I think about the battle sequences, and I think about the comedy in it and the music. I actually liked Star Trek a whole lot, and it actually did a lot for the person who is not a Star Trek crazy fan, a person that just kind of knows what Star Trek is and wouldn't normally go and see it, but for some reason that movie became a little bit of a commercial success. It wasn't like making hundreds of millions of dollars, but it definitely put its little mark in the box office, and I thought it did pretty good, and it didn't get too many bad reviews, and the actors were good. It was almost like a light sci-fi comedy, action adventure. Wasn't a whole lot of drama. It was pretty good, but this one right here, it feels a lot. I think the reason why you're saying that it's you agree that it's kind of like his first movie.
This
is because it's a personal. It's a lot personal.
It is very personal, it is very. It's not it's not really something that you see every day unless you watch the old '70s sci-fi movies every day. This movie reminded me of Steven Spielberg so much. You would have thought that he wrote it, or you would have thought that he directed it, because it reminded me of something that you would have seen. You know, like if they had a Steven Spielberg marathon, this would probably be in it. You know what I'm saying? And you see, like it reminded me of E.T. Especially, okay, I'm not gonna say that. It reminded me because I'm gonna give a huge
I'd say
spoiler.
E.T. Crossed with Close Encounters of a Third Kind.
Yes, yes,
Oh, is it
yes.
Fourth Kind? No, Fourth
Fourth,
Kind was the other with Mila Jovovich that I seen.
yeah.
But yeah,
Third Kind.
was it Third Kind?
I think yeah, it was Third Kind.
Yeah, yeah,
We all know what you're talking about.
yeah.
So
You know what
yeah.
I'm talking about. And yeah, it was a mixture of those movies. It was a little bit suspense,
Mhm.
um, a little bit of drama, a little bit of comedy, a little bit
Yeah.
of everything, you
And,
know, and a
and
lot of sci-fi, a lot of action.
and you know what? And like you said with Transformers, Transformers: Rise of the Fallen, or ROTFL. You know what that means. Well, you and the reason I call it that because you laugh at it a lot, but a lot of the jokes are kind of stupid. And what you said more isn't not it's not always better. You said that you had to never try to mix in a lot of characters, more explosions, more sense of comedy, more crap, but more is not always better. And it's not, but this guy J.J. Abrams managed to put everything in this movie.
Well,
He managed. And before you continue, like you said last time, like you said about Titanic, you said Titanic is a mixture of everything. It's a mixture of drama, mixture of action, mixture of like a comedy. You know what I'm saying? And it's a mixture, and that's how life is. Because life can be a mixture of everything. It can be a drama, it can be a comedy, it can be a thriller, it can be a you know, an action, and that's how this is. It's like something you probably see in real life, and it's like the funny. I love how the things that are really funny happen at like the like people usually hate this, but I love in this movie especially when the stuff that's really funny happens at like the really parts that you're not really supposed to like laugh at because like when the kids are like running away from the explosion of the train when they're running away from it they're just like Charles he's like I don't want to die and you just sort of laughing at that.
but
That
those
was
are
hilarious.
those are the moments that are the funniest in life.
Mhm.
Are moments that aren't funny at the time, but you can go back and you look back on them, and all of a sudden they're just hilarious, you know.
Mhm.
And at the time, you might have wanted to kill yourself, and that's
Mhm.
really the sick thing about life.
Mhm.
But I think this movie it did something that I don't know if Titanic did. I was just trying to think while you were talking about comparing it to Titanic. But it definitely did.
Well, I wasn't
Well,
comparing
no,
it.
no, you weren't comparing it, but you were saying talking to you, but you were. You know, they're not the same movie, but you're comparing it in the scope of the movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like this movie had a lot of everything in it, but at the same time, it felt so simple. It was very simplistic, you know, and I like that about it. You know, it didn't go too crazy with the like I said, you know, it didn't do what Transformers 2 did. It didn't say more comedy, more Megan Fox ass, more explosions, more explosions. You know, this movie was it everything was where it needed to be. There was nothing unnecessary. The big explosion in this movie happened where it needed to happen. You know what I'm saying? You've seen this thing, whatever it was, whenever you needed to get a glimpse of it. You know, um, just enough to know that it was real. You know, until the big reveal, and I like that about it. You know, they didn't, and you know, some people walk away from movies and say, "Well, what about this story? We didn't hear enough about that," or "What about that? We didn't see enough about this." You know, at the end of the day, that stuff was on the back burner compared to what was going on in the town. You know, they were dealing with this big issue, and they had to kind of put old things behind them. You know, and I think he did a great job with just
Yeah.
portioning it and not having too much of their story prior to what was going on in the town now be a part of this story. I think it was just
And,
so well evenly put.
and I haven't felt like this movie is so incredible. Like it's so amazing. Like I haven't felt this way about a movie since Avatar. Like, cause you like I don't wait you were here. What were you here when Avatar came out?
I was not here, but I was in Georgia.
Oh well, I mean, cause when Avatar came out, I was going insane. Like I was just like I just kept talking about it. I just kept going like, Mom, I want to see it again. I want to see it again. I want to see it again. I want to get the Blu-ray. I want to get it on high definition. I want to see it everywhere I go. I want to see it, and but they expect me to feel the same way because I mean like it's like not something like you would expect to see, in years.
But and at the same time, I'm such a movie person that even if I don't necessarily feel like a movie is the greatest thing I've ever seen, I know what it means for a generation. I know what it
Mhm.
means for that director. I feel like this is the beginning of a great career for J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, it
He's
is.
still such a young guy, and I know he has so much to offer.
Mhm.
So that's what makes me ultimately happy about this movie because I know what it's going to do for his career, and I just want to see more from him. That's it's kind of like having your favorite author. You hope that their next book does really great because you want to keep seeing them. You want them to be motivated. You want them to keep writing. You want more great stories.
Mhm.
You don't
Mhm.
want it to end, and that's how I feel about this movie. And I feel like out of all the movies that Steven Spielberg, because I feel like he latches on to different directors and he wants them to recreate what he has already laid down as a platform. But I feel like with J.J. Abrams, I really feel like he genuinely in his heart feels like this is the one that meant the most to him. Because he could have produced all these movies. He could have produced Transformers. He could produce uh, a lot of the stuff you see his name on. He likes producing sci-fi stuff and things like that. But I think this is going to be the first one where he really feels like I'm so happy I did that. I will never regret that. It was almost like he directed it himself. He's proud of it. It's his baby as well.
I can tell he's really proud of it, and it's like his form, his I don't know if scope would be a good word you know describe, but his way of making movies like that. I don't want to say legacy because it's not like he's dead, but I'm just gonna use it anyway. His like that legacy of his old movies
Mm-hmm.
still is is here, and it's definitely in this movie. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I was so I hate when it feels like movies are trying to impress me, but this movie really impressed me. I was very good. I was very impressed. Um, I I was really happy, and I was it's worth like the it's worth everything. It's worth the money. It's to go to see this movie, man. And you know what I'm saying? And it's like I don't really know what to
I mean,
say.
I already felt like J.J. Abrams was the kind of director that you can just say, "Oh, I know his movie is going to be good. I'm going to go see that."
And I love
It
that
doesn't
about that.
matter what movie is out, what movie made you say, "Oh, that looks good," or whether you thought, what about what. You see, oh, J.J. Abrams directed that. Okay, that's what we're going to go see.
Mm-hmm.
Next time I see a James Cameron movie,
You just
I'm
know it's gonna
I'm
be
going to
good.
go see it over anything. I don't care if they came out with a whatever. I'm going to see that one first because I just know it's going to deliver every time.
Like Tom Hooper, the director of King's Speech, he is. I heard that you ever heard of Les Mis,
Mm-hmm.
the musical,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like Jean Valjean and
Yeah, I heard he was going to direct. So.
yes, and I thought I looked at all the songs Les Mis before he came back, and I kept listening to them and stuff, and I was like, I love this. I love this story, when I get older, I'm gonna make something like this. But then I heard he was gonna do it. I said, you know what, this is in good hands because he, I know he's gonna do the film justice. He's gonna do like the story, like he's gonna do it the right way, and it is it is very very good. So I loved it.
And let's one of the last things I want to talk about here, if nothing else gets talked about, is the performances. To me, the adults had a very kind of subtle performances, and they were good, but because what was the father? Who was the father? What was his name?
It was Jackson.
Was he Jackson?
Yeah.
The father, Kyle Chandler, and he's from Friday Night Lights. He does a very great job. But as far as the kids' characters go, they all did. They were a great cast of
Very,
kids.
very, very good cast of kids, and you know what? And I hope that they do more stuff in the future because their stuff was I loved it. It was hilarious. It was. It was like very, very like it was how kids would actually act in a situation like that, man.
Yeah, they were it was very realistic, and I think Steven Spielberg knows a thing or two about casting children and how to bring out the kid in them, and how to let them be kids and not bog them down with a bunch of Hollywood weight. But I also want to say really quickly, my favorite out of this whole cast has to be Elle Fanning because. I love Dakota Fanning, and I know that I don't want to compare them every time.
Was she nominated for Best Actress?
Who, Elle Fanning?
No, Dakota.
I don't know. I think she was maybe, but she's been nominated for a lot of awards. But Elle Fanning, there's something about her that I just love so much. It's so easy for her. She has a certain elegance that her sister does not have, and not saying that I love Dakota Fanning, but Dakota Fanning seems
not trying to put her in a bad light.
No. Dakota Fanning seems like a very she could be very she could be very dramatic.
She goes by a buck. She goes by a buck.
She could be very dramatic and very I can't explain it, but Elle, her little sister, seems like it's so natural for her. And like I said, there's such an elegance to her, and in the way she does it, and I just love it. It's not too hard. It's not too forced. That's the word I'm looking for. It's not real forced. It's kind of just natural, and I love that about her. There's another kid in this movie, and everybody I just want to say wants to talk about Joel Courtney. And Joel Courtney did a great job,
Wait,
but he's
putting him in a bad light?
No, putting him in a good light. Putting him in saying he did a great job. But
he did.
And he did do a great job. But he's kind of, to me, he's the straight character and kind of the good guy. And he doesn't really have. There's a little bit of complexities going on, but he doesn't have really anything.
Is this his first movie?
This is his first. I think it's his first. Well,
wait let me do a gun check.
Yeah, his first movie of this scope. A lot of these kids are brand new.
Yeah, they are brand new. I haven't seen them in anything else. But like this is like completely. This is a good thing. And forgive me. I was gonna say this before about Steven Spielberg. I'm sure that he probably, if I was his director, and if I was him, or if I was just me, if I had any kids in my movie, I would probably say the same thing, which I predict that he tells other kids in his movie. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Act like you really would act in a situation like this. Because, and I'm sure that's how they probably would act if they seen, what I'm not going to say, but there's a big problem in this whole movie, you know what I'm saying? And, it was hilarious. And the freaking kids were hilarious. Like, all of them. They were all, I laughed at, like, I laughed pretty hard. Because, I love, should I say this part? It's when they were in a diner and they're eating.
Okay, yeah, you can say this one part.
Alright, because when they're in a diner and they're eating and they're talking about stuff, and there's this one character, like Charles, he's like Joe Courtney's friend in the movie, and he is eating, and he's eating all the fries, and so he's eating all the fries, and there's like a list of kids. I forget what their names were, but
he's eating fries off of one of the other kids' plate.
yeah,
and the other kid.
And the other kid is basically saying he's like dude, fat, stop eating my fries, and he's like he's like, excuse me, can you get some more fries off? And then over here is fat. I love that. Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
She's not going on.
Because she said she's tired and behind both her feet.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
Yeah, I mean, but I thought that was completely just. Yeah, but I thought that was completely hilarious. I laughed pretty hard, and you did too.
Yeah.
Don't say you didn't.
No. It was funny. It was actually might have been one of the funniest jokes in the movie.
I didn't think it was gonna be that fun. I didn't think it was gonna be that funny. I thought it was just gonna be something like. I mean, no, I knew it was gonna be funny, but I just didn't know it was gonna be that funny.
Yeah, but it definitely wasn't too over the top, and that's what I hate about some movies. It was very subtle, and
it was realistic.
How subtle can you be with giant explosions and stuff? But it was great. Huh? Oh yeah, Vontae told me that's fine.
All right.
But yeah, it was.
Wait, do it again.
Yeah, but like I said, you can't be too subtle with giant explosions and large creatures or just the themes in general, the dramatic themes of this movie. But somehow J.J. Abrams finds a way to still do that, and you feel like it's not too over the top, and and like I said, I think he intricately puts everything where it needs to be. He doesn't make it more than it needs to be. So even though it's science fiction and possibly something that could never happen, he makes it realistic.
Yeah.
He makes it so that in your mind, that if this did happen, this is exactly how it would go, and that's what I love about any movie, because they're all fiction, So.
And it's like people often comment the movie because of like the ending, and I didn't really
enjoy it.
Oh my god! Oh, I thought you put it back here, so it just stayed there. Your hand is, but
I got mad at the ending.
What? Huh?
I got mad at the ending.
What was wrong with the no! Don't say the ending.
Who said they didn't like the ending?
For some reason she got mad at the ending.
Who else said that?
Most of the film, I'm looking at it repeated right now. It says most of the film negative reviews, comment negatively on the film's ending, and it's homages to earlier films of Steven Spielberg.
I also want to say that this movie is clearly an homage to Steven Spielberg.
It is.
I walked into this movie knowing that, but I kind of walked into the movie expecting to see a Steven Spielberg movie and what's wrong with that?
What is wrong with that?
Steven Spielberg can't even make a Steven Spielberg movie anymore.
That's true.
I was interested to go see this movie and see the movies that made the 90s and the 80s and a little bit of the 70s great. And that's what I came in. We all knew. We know J.J. Abrams loves Steven Spielberg, and we know that since he was a kid, that's what he's been trying to work toward.
All right, so what is the like final rating you give of this?
I'd give this movie what I've been seeing it been given by
we usually do out of 5.
Well, see, I don't like going out of 5 because everybody goes either they're doing they're giving it an A through an F, or they're going to give it
39%.
Between 1 and 4 stars. I like to follow that because when you can give something 5 stars, if you say 4 stars pretty much equates to 3 stars. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing 4 stars. So if somebody sees 4 stars, they're gonna think, oh, that's great. That's a perfect score. But no, it's just 5-star rating. That kind of makes it confusing. So
wow.
this is what I'm saying.
No.
Hold on.
Wait,
you can run my score through the processor and do whatever you want to it. This is all I'm saying. Hold on.
Wait, please. Wait, how did you get this conversation?
Hold on, you asked me a question. Let me answer. Can I answer?
Go.
Oh, I'm not gonna do this anymore. Let me answer.
Ooh. Shut up. Why you say alphabet? This is the thing.
What are you saying?
All right. No. You said that four. You said that 4 stars equates to 3 stars and a 5 star. No, on a 4-star rating, right? No. 4 stars equates to. Get out of my face.
ABCD.
4 stars equates to 3.5 stars out of 4. That's what it equates to. So when I say it's good,
that's dumb.
You know, it's real good.
Anyway. Hold on. This is a review. That's all I have to say. If we were doing this by a 4-star rating, dry skin?
Must be. All right, that's good.
If we were doing this by a 4-star rating, I would give this movie what I have been seeing it been given by all these different publications and online sites. Are you gonna let me say what I was gonna say?
Yeah, I'm like, hold on, please.
Why not go on?
I am surprised because it hasn't even got Steven Spielberg didn't not Steven Spielberg. No, not Roland Emmerich. It was Roger Ebert. I haven't even seen him do a review of it.
What I want to say really quick before I give my score here is that, and also, people have to remember that this was almost a collaborative effort between J.J. Abrams and Steven Spielberg. Mm-hmm. Steven Spielberg actually helped not write this story, but put his ideas into this movie. There was an idea for a story that Steven Spielberg had. He was trying to make it into a movie. It kind of didn't work out, so he took some of his story and meshed it with what J.J. Abrams had already been working on.
And that changed
so
for the better.
So you got to understand that this is Steven Spielberg also helped make this movie. So of course it looks like a Spielberg movie. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I'd give this movie 3.5 stars if we were going by 4 stars, because this is what I've been seeing you giving. If I was going by 5 stars, I'd give it 4 stars.
Okay, so that's basically why I gave it 4 stars.
I'll give 5.
Okay, because you're a kid.
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm not putting you on blast. I'm trying to put you in a bad light, but yeah, no. I got you. I got you.
Because the movie is perfect.
All right, well, I wouldn't say it's perfect.
It's as perfect as Forrest Gump. Well, no, not to top that.
Alrighty, so good conversation. All I gotta say is that my final thought, like Jerry Springer. All right.
Hold on. Let me.
You want to do this?
Let me do this.
All right. Are you sure?
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Are you positive?
Yeah. I'm gonna do my Jerry Springer reflective thought. Sometimes you want to see a good movie. Back in the day when movies were first made, or first being sold at the screen or the drive-ins or wherever people were going. It was a fun occasion. Mm-hmm. You wanted to be comfortable. You wore comfortable clothing. What you didn't do was wear something that was going to compromise your balls. Tight jeans, ladies and gentlemen. If I could have a sign at a movie theater that showed somebody wearing tight jeans, and at the top they were pulled down just a little, and then it had one of those red lines through it with the circle. That would be a real sign. But you can't. But however you enjoy your movie, just make sure you enjoy it comfortably. If you get to the door and you realize, man, I shouldn't have wore these tight jeans. My 2 balls feel like one big one. Fine. Do what makes you feel comfortable. If you have a big black arm that swings everywhere and spills drinks, just pick that drink back up off the floor, wipe the rim off, and continue your joyous night. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the review.
And that's it.
And that's
That's pretty much it.